Game Clique.
I hear voices in my head. Do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? That is the freaking GOAT. That is the freaking future GOTY of 2025. WWE 2K25. We're just coming off of that big reveal on this past episode of WWE Raw. They dropped the trailer. They dropped all these details. And let me tell y'all, Reese, let me tell you. Game Clique the way we know now, not too old, but a little over a year old. But me and Hino have been doing stuff like this for years now. And no matter whether it's Game Clique or we call it something else, we've been doing something like the power rankings that we do very long time. And I have been fighting for a WWE 2K to be on our power rankings for years.
It always makes it initially.
Then it's over.
Yeah. It always, like, this year was the closest we ever got to ending the year with 2K being on our top 10 games of the year list. And last year was really good. Outside of the online servers. I see you about to say that. I see you about to bring it up. Online's hard. But anyway, 2K25, we just seen a peek into that and a bunch of new features that are coming out. I don't want to spoil anything for those of you that haven't seen the trailer yet, even though I'm sure if you're watching this, if you're hardcore in the game and if you're hardcore into 2K, you've probably seen it.
If you're hardcore in the wrestling, you see.
If you're hardcore in the wrestling, you see. If you just happen to have been watching Raw Monday,
You saw it.
you saw it. But I figured let's watch it live now. All three of us. And let's see if any of us can point out anything we like, anything we're skeptical about. Whoa, what's that new thing there? Are you ready?
That's it.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm hitting play. Let's do it.
100%.
So first of all, the lighting looks a lot better.
So I'm curious. Well, no, because that was a stock entrance. And
Yeah.
I'll get into that later, but
Graphics look great.
This all looks really good.
I don't appreciate the Cenosphere. I don't appreciate the Cenosphere. What was that for?
Hey, look, the tribal chief, he gotta run the gauntlet.
Big spotlight for Solo. Okay.
Our fake tribal chief. This looks really good. I know that goes without saying, but there's always a few.
It's always a little.
There's always a few that look a little off, like people that don't make it to the face scan sessions. And 2K's gotta guess what's going on. I guess it's kind of like got drawn.
Like a claymation version of themselves.
You know how like you see somebody for the first time, you got to close your eyes and draw them from memory. That's how. So a couple of things that interest me, and let me see if I can find it in the. I don't know if people coming through the crowd was a thing last year. Was that a thing that could be done? Was there a Shield version of Seth Rollins that came through the crowd?
I mean, you played more last year
Yeah,
than I have, but I do. One of the things that I really like, well, that I did really like in these games, were like your creator entrance.
Mm-hmm.
And like I spent a lot, like every game I played, I always spent a lot of time like on my entrance.
Oh yeah.
No, I do not think you could come through the crowd.
Yeah, so that's
Like,
definitely
or any of the older ones. I'm not sure about last year, but before, no.
yeah, not a big detail.
But I'm
Maybe
also
like
curious.
Old in past games.
Yeah, back when the Shield was a thing, maybe.
I don't even think
Now this is another thing. Like, look at dude jumping off of the barricade. That's definitely new. You couldn't stand on those barricades before.
No, like the Like you could go from like the ring to the barricade, but like jumping off the barricade, no.
Like you could prop somebody on the barricade and like
Mhm.
do like jumping leg drops and stuff like that, but you could never stand on it like a turnbuckle. So that's new.
Right.
So yeah, like you like I'm thinking like maybe if like Seth coming through the crowd wasn't like a part of like showcase mode or a cutscene or something like that, then like maybe this means you could brawl in the crowd like during a match, like throw them over the barricade and get out there and like
That
fight through the crowd. That would be pretty cool, and like that would be something that's definitely like a leap and bound from like anything like like we had before,
So I'm selfish, and this is why I'm asking about it, because basically if there is an animation or a move that any wrestler can do, that means you can make your created wrestler do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want my man to come through the crowd. I'm trying to get the Uso thing going on. I'm trying to So that's what I'm asking. That's why I'm selfish. I'm trying to figure out if my dude can do that. Let me see, what else? This is another thing that intrigued me, and we kind of talked about it a little bit off air, the island.
Yeah. So I need to. They need to have a whole stream about this, about the island,
And I think they do got to
break down what they're doing. Because for doing it for like a wrestling game, like it kind of makes sense. Like like the park and all that. Like that's in 2K, but to do it for a wrestling game, like there's a lot of different things you could be doing with that. Like for all I know, it might just be like it might just be a big online lobby where you could just go meet your people or something like that. Because like a kind of bringing it back to fighting games for a minute, that's kind of like how all fighting games are starting to operate now. Like we have like a giant lobby and avatars, and you have to go meet people like in those lobbies. So like maybe the island's that.
What you think, Reese?
My wrestling brain went to, are we getting a cinematic match? Like,
hey,
in the game?
Yeah.
Like I was like, is that where we're going with this? That's wild.
They kind of did it last year in the showcase mode. You could replay the Firefly Funhouse match between Cena and The Fiend.
That's what my mind went to. Because for some reason, I can't disassociate The Rock and Roman Reigns with Hobbs and Shaw. I said, of course, they're on the island. Something cinematic is happening here.
No. So the island, I'm going to read the blurb that they have on the official website. For the first time in franchise history, step outside the ropes and onto the island for PS5 and Xbox Series X exclusively. In this immersive WWE-themed world, complete quests, take on challenges, compete in live events, and upgrade and customize your My Superstar through multiple storyline chapters. Fight to join the original Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, at the head of the table. So yeah, from what we all been insinuating, I think it is their version of NBA 2K's The Neighborhood, or The City, I think it's called now.
See, now, I mean, like after you read that, like my brain kind of dialed it back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe it's not like the park or anything like that. Like maybe it's just like an area like they did say like the island's supposed to be like a bunch of people there, not just you, right?
Yeah. So it's Reese, if you're not familiar with the neighborhood or the park is at NBA 2K, so it's basically like a big online lobby. So it's like an open kind of world. I don't want to say open world because it's not that big, but it's a small city. People who play 2K can get on there with their created characters. They can challenge people to 1-on-1 or 2-on-2s, or they can like go into stores and legit shop, or go to barbershops. It's like a legit kind of like, it's like The Sims, if you could play basketball on The Sims.
What?
Yeah. So I know 2K's interested in bringing that to other 2K games because that's the money maker in NBA.
Yeah.
Is people paying real money to get their stats up. It's people paying real money to get the gear. It's people paying real money to kind of customize their guy. So if they can mimic that in WWE, I know they would love that, especially with how popular WWE is now.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, like right now, it's arguably more popular than it's ever been ever. So,
yeah. I'm not mad at it.
I need them to drop like a beta for just the island. I just need to see more because it's like I heard about it and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then like the more I think about it, the more I'm like rolling back, like, man, this might be a terrible idea. Like, you know.
So I'm okay, even if they drop it and the island comes out and I played a little bit and I'm like, I'm glad they tried something new. If I don't like it. But the thing about 2K is there's so many features in it most times that if there's a feature that you don't want to engage in, there's still a bunch of other things you can do. Like, I don't like my faction. Like, I don't like the card thing, the card game.
I think nobody does faction.
But I don't ever feel cheated with it being there because there's so much other things to do in 2K.
Right.
Normally, you know what I'm saying?
So I don't like, oh, I'm paying for this that I don't use. It's like, okay, but I'm paying for all this that I do use.
Exactly. So like, I'm fine if the island ends up being a bust, but I don't know. I'm still intrigued, especially. I would like to see how 2K supports it because I think that's going to be what makes and breaks it. You know what I'm saying?
I know they are stepping more into that online realm, especially with a lot more of their updates that they're coming out with in this game. So
yeah.
And I mean, like people want to play this game with their friends. Like that's kind of that's kind of the whole big point of it. So I mean, like like if you could like grab a couple friends and like maybe like there's like a trios tournament or something going on, like you could like participate in, or a tag tournament, or a Royal Rumble that you could just like that would be dope. And especially like if they do some of these things like based off of like current events in WWE. So like for instance, like if the game was out now, like, hey, it's about to be Royal Rumble weekend. Like we're gonna have a Royal Rumble on like we're gonna have a bunch of Royal Rumbles during the week that you could participate in or something like that. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with it, man. Speaking of online, I don't think I see it here, but no, here it is. They're adding, finally, this was one thing that I've been complaining about.
This I think is really cool.
Online GM mode. Like I am hyped. Like I have been like super engaged into this mode, and I've been kind of trying to find ways around the GM mode not having native online with the PS5 share play. So, you can share your screen with a friend on PS5 for like an hour. And like, that's how I've been playing online with people in GM mode, but they're adding native online. It doesn't say for how many people, but GM mode is normally a max of up to 4 people. Each of you can get your own brand and have a draft, and you draft wrestlers into your brand, you book shows, and based on who has the better ratings, like, I love it. It's so dope.
It's somebody that's like a partial content creator too.
Yeah.
This would be like really great for that. Like just have like
I am down. We should do, hold on now. Are we saying, is this what we're talking about? We're going to like have a battle of
we can have bookers. We can have a whole official draft stream. So we know who's on everybody's shows, then that gives us time to
book it.
Man, yeah, like
say less. I am so down. What else are we excited about? Intergender matches? How we feel about that? That's been confirmed.
It's about time, because come on, like it's an arcade game. Like, come on, like there's no reason that I should be able to have an intergender match in the first place.
It's a video game about a predetermined sport. I mean, yes.
Like, I'm excited for it, and I hope they're still doing the weight system though.
Oh, like if you're wrestling a really lightweight person, you could do different type of moves and stuff like that, or like the lightweight person shouldn't be able to scoop slam a heavyweight.
Yeah. Because I mean, like, you know, like I'm not trying to scoop slam like Jacob Fatu with like Roxanne Perez. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be wild.
Imagine.
So yeah, I'm gonna read this part. Intergender wrestling makes its long-awaited debut because this is like the first time. I'm not sure if you could ever do it in a WWE game. I know you could like maybe tussle with a female manager in the SmackDowns, but I don't think you could legit book a match with a man versus a woman.
I think the last time that you could actually do like actual intergender matches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Man, like my brain went to No Mercy.
I have it.
It would always.
I think it is No Mercy.
Yeah, yeah. I had to go back and look.
I think one of the newer games did have like intergender tag team matches, but they like automatically tagged
right,
out.
Yes.
Like,
when the mixed match challenge was a thing, they had the mixed match tag, but they did the thing WWE used to do where when the woman tagged in, both of the women would get in. You can never like have a woman and a man in a match in 2K. Okay. But No Mercy, you might be right, because that would be around the time that China made a big deal. So it would make sense.
I know for a fact, like it was, you know for a fact it was in No Mercy, because like China was like top tier in that game.
Yes. So yeah, back to what I was reading. Intergender wrestling makes its long-awaited debut in the WWE 2K franchise. Pit WWE or player-created superstars from the men's and women's division against each other to set up countless matchups across multiple modes. So I read more in depth of that. That can be like, so any match type can be intergender. So you can have intergender Royal Rumbles. You could have intergender tag matches. Like, yeah. Yeah,
River Hell in the Cell. That's an instant.
Oh,
I'm looking at this crazy joint. I'm like, let me get this intergender Raw Underground.
Yeah, they got Underground. I'm curious how that's going to
Lola Vice versus Bronson Reed.
So they released official still of Underground. I'm a look it up in a little bit. It was.
But they said it's just
a regular match with no ropes.
Yeah. Well, no. I think it's. Well, they didn't say, so I'm speculating. I'm speculating on this.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, doing like the underground matches, they're probably gonna only win by like KO or tap out.
So probably like health meters or whatever.
Yeah. And you could turn KOs on in 2K, so. And like anytime like you hit like help slow, you hit a finisher, it'll knock them out.
Yeah, so this is a picture I seen with Carmelo Hayes and Sami Zayn. So yeah, and it looks
that seems like a mismatch, bro. I'm just saying.
I don't know. We gotta wait for the ratings to drop. We don't know. They're probably gonna screw your boy over.
Don't. Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to look at them ratings. You know, man, Carmelo with that 68.
I'm worried about the ratings. I am worried about the ratings.
I do want to talk about that a little bit when we get to the roster wishes, because the ratings is always one weird. There's always one or two weird ratings, and I guess you got to. With the ratings, you have to do it based on how they're being booked. And I hate talking like that, but we got to talk like that. Because Melo's the man. But I don't think he has like one or two main roster wins, and that's it. So you got to rate him like that.
You don't know how to book him.
I guess you do.
He has had 76 matches against Andrade. And I don't know if he's even won any of them.
I don't know. They were going back and forth for a minute.
I know.
And then, I know.
Because I was like,
76 matches. I'm sure they have one on Friday. I don't know.
But I think
love it.
He's about to turn the corner. I really feel like it because you've seen when Raw went off air, he beat up Cody.
Yeah,
I think he's about to turn the corner. We'll see. Also, I thought it was interesting. I looked up more into the Bloodline Rules match. That's a match type they said they're going to add, and I
heard a little bit about that as well.
Yeah. What are you saying?
Well, that basically that they were saying that the Bloodlines rule match is it's just basically a match designed for run-ins.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's it looks like it's based on specifically the WrestleMania 40 match, where each player will have 3 run-ins stored, and you have to earn your run-ins with a meter, kind of like how you would earn your finishers. So you can build this meter and literally like signal people to run into the match.
I found my favorite matches so far.
It sounds dope, especially if you could like really recreate that crazy ass Undertaker coming out, Rock coming out. Yeah, I'm with it. That sounds cool. I like that.
I'm sold.
Oh yeah, it says there too, barricade diving.
Oh, damn, you're right. And barricade diving. So that's
confirmed.
I'm trying to be a detective and it just say it right there. Cool. Also, another thing that I was begging for, it looks like promos are coming back to the universe.
Excited.
Crazy.
If they made them better. Like,
I kind of liked how jank it was. I didn't like
weird.
Yeah.
Like the first go around with it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me write my own stuff.
I liked how janky it was.
Looking at you, Vince. Let me write my own stuff. I got this.
And also, there's not going to be 2 separate My-Rises anymore. So it's going to be the same My-Rise whether you have a male or a female superstar.
Wow.
Did you ever play through both My-Rises?
Yeah.
To completion.
Yes. Pretty sure. No, yeah, I play both. Yeah, I play both to completion. I play both. Because my women's wrestler was way better. And I like being able to go through my rise a couple times because that's normally my favorite mode to go play anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Because now I will say that if they can incorporate like my rise into like a universe where kind of like back in the day, like when you had when you would get like an NCAA football game.
Mm-hmm.
And like you would make a character, you would go through college, and then like you could draft them over into like your Madden, that coinciding Madden game. If you could do that, where like you could go through your Maras, get your character to a certain point, and then like it gets your character gets drafted to like the main roster, your universe mode or your GM mode, and then you could do stuff with it that way. Like that would be so cool. Like I definitely would be like all the way 100% and like, okay, the one thing that I wanted, y'all put it in, I'm down. Like, well, the big thing that I wanted that I know I'm going to spend a lot of time on, I'm in, I'm ready to go. Let's get it.
Yeah. What about you, Reese? How pumped are you for My Rise?
Excited. As someone who, again, I'm a cozy gamer at heart, I spend a lot of time on my customization of these.
I mean, that tracks.
You know, how many matches do I have? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All that matters is she's cute and her gear is custom.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
But only because I'm going to spend so much time on my entrance, because that's the thing that I'm like, this has to be perfect. Like,
I'm more excited to explore a lot more components of the game instead of just spending time on my character and then abandoning it halfway through.
One thing I will say, you brought up entrances. My pet peeve that I have every single year is when I'm creating my entrance, I want to make sure that I'm doing something and the visuals don't just copy somebody who is already in the roster. And the Titantrons that they give you, even though like you can like create your own Titantron video, that suite's really not that in depth. Like you can create like the big Titantron video, but not the banner ones.
See, I remember every 2K game that I got since they changed over to 2K. It was less and less creative.
Yes. With
the entrances.
Yeah.
And like that, like
art imitates life.
Ooh.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh, I forgot we're doing the WWE show. Damn.
Def Rebel.
Sorry, art imitates life.
Def Rebel watches this show, so you just I don't know. But also like the music.
I mean, if they do get better.
Wow.
They made some bangers, but they
do
ruin some sometimes. They ruined some people. I was defending them for a while, and then I was like, I can't.
I just have to watch the Titantron to see who coming out.
They like. I think it depends on.
They made a PowerPoint.
It depends on who you are. Like EOS guy, they cooked.
EOS never changed.
Good.
When she first came in.
So
that wasn't them, but that was still a.
Oh, that was still
CFO?
a CFO.
Yeah, it's an EOS still.
I'm so
CFO?
sorry, CFO $.
Damn. Solo.
Okay, yeah.
Let it cook the Solo.
I don't know the difference between his and the Raw theme.
Damn. You kind of right. It's the lyrics. It's when the lyrics kick in.
Because I'm like, that's the same guy. Right, like, is it the are they playing the music? Are we coming back from commercial? Oh no, Solo's here. Oh, okay, got it. Sorry.
I hope they have some more like generic music for you to use. Is what I'm getting to, because the generic music that they have is always ass. Like it's some straight up 90s super gimmick stuff, like the Star Spangled Banner. What I want to do? Who gonna come out to that?
Hulk Hogan trying to get a pop.
Oh, all right. We getting too nasty.
Because when you said that, my brain was just like Dark Superhero 3.
Yes, exactly.
It's just like, exactly. I remember it's just like the most generic.
It's bad.
Like were they just tuning the guitar?
I gave up last year. I
was like, we're gonna put it in.
I just picked Trick Williams music. I was like, I'm never gonna see him in the ring. I'm not in NXT. It's fine.
I just want to use current wrestlers' old music.
Honestly, yeah. So every year, speaking of My Rise, since there was 2 My Rises, I would play the male one first, and I would try to create somebody. Like I always try to create myself. I'm that kind of person where I'm trying to like get as close to how I look in real life. And for the women's one, I try to make my wife as close as possible. Some years are better than others. And this year I lucked up with her music because they had Bianca Belair's first music when she was in the Mae Young Classic. Yeah. Yeah. So I made that her music. So yeah, I never had the problem where she came out and like somebody else had her music or whatever. So that was dope. I hope they do more of that.
Keep their old music.
Yeah.
Their old themes.
Yeah, get them old themes in there.
Because I would love to come out the Drew McIntyre's Broken Dreams.
Oh, which he needs to bring back every time.
Yeah. That should just be any big for wrestling pay-per-view that he goes to. Just have him come. Let Broken Dreams play for a full minute, and then you could have his new theme come out, and he could come out to that.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, you gotta have.
Sorry.
Gotta have Cody.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, more than smoking me here.
I think about Cody Rhodes. He has a fire theme.
He's gonna have a banger. Even the
He's
Stardust
gonna have a
joint.
banger theme.
Stardust joint bangs.
Remember the Stardust one?
Really? I wonder if I can play it without getting copyright struck. Well, when we go off air, we'll do it real quick.
Go get hit.
How do we feel about the cover reveal? All 3 covers, because we've seen them all at this point. How did I pull them up? Home?
Mm-hmm.
There we
Gotta
go.
go back home.
So
I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to say about them.
What do you mean?
I mean, no, because, all right, they're not bad. I'm just like, it's Roman and all his.
Roman? What were you going to say?
I was like, it's male.
It's male. I do. I feel bad for Becky because Becky was put on the cover in 2K20, arguably the worst one in a very long time, the worst game in a very long time, and she didn't get to do it by herself. At the time where she was arguably the most popular WWE star at the time. So I wholeheartedly agree with that. I do appreciate Roman getting a second try because he was also on that 2K20 cover. And we're all trying to pretend that game never existed. But I do.
Glitches. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh my God. That thing was ass.
I had it on Switch. That's just.
No. I didn't even know it had a Switch. Oh, I do remember now. Oh my gosh.
Think Twilight Princess was 64.
No. I wonder if I could pull it up.
Oh.
20 Switch.
Because for some, I thought my Switch could do anything. No, it can't. I'm a Nintendo girly. It is, but there are just some things that no.
I don't want to play anybody else's gameplay. I can't find a trailer specifically for the Switch. But no, I remember now. I remember the screenshots. Those things was bad. But yeah, I do think, well, last year, even though it was the deluxe edition, we got the cover with Rhea and Bianca, which I thought was better than Cody's cover.
You know how I feel about Rhea, so anything with Rhea, I think that is better.
You should always put your 2 top male and female stars
it's time
on the cover at this point. Like it's kind of ridiculous now. I guess now, like who would be like the top women's star in WWE? I mean, like
still Rhea, I think.
Rhea,
yeah, I would say it's like technically still Rhea, but like. I mean, like, Liv did a thing this year.
Liv is arguably up there. Yeah.
I honestly,
Rhea, Liv, Bianca.
They should have several standard edition covers.
All right. You should be able to pick which one you want.
Yeah, and like. I'm about to say this, and it's gonna sound stupid. And if they do this, I'm sorry, gaming world. I've cost you guys more money. Like you should be able to pick they should have like different covers for any superstar that you want on the front, and maybe like you pay a little bit extra, like another like $5 to get like if you want the Roman cover, or if you want the Roxanne cover, or if you want the Carmelo Hayes cover, or something like that.
I like the merit behind that, but I think there's an honor behind like being the guy or girl, and I think if you make it to where like anybody can like, it kind of steals that.
Roman ain't did nothing this year but lose.
Roman ain't did nothing but be the longest reigning undisputed champion in history.
With the least amount of defenses in of his predecessors.
Hey.
Work smarter, not harder.
Acknowledge your boy. I do have a problem with Dead Man Edition.
That is my issue.
Yeah, it's what are we doing? He's been retired for a very long time. I get that he is.
It's not even like an anniversary year or something, like an anniversary for him or something. He does not need that.
It would have made sense last year with them adding the casket match. But this year just seems like, why?
Are we getting the Buried Alive match back? If I pay for the Dead Man Edition, do I get a Buried Alive match?
I feel like that cover could have been Bray's cover.
Oh, yeah.
I would have did Bray.
That slipped my mind. That really.
And the Wyatt 6 is an edition, so it's just like it would have made.
Why are Wyatt's always pre-order bonuses?
Wyatt or Bray is always because
because
we want them.
Cover instead of Taker, because it's like Taker. Okay, we get it. Taker hit the hand. He's 96 years old. We get it. Like it's just. Oh my goodness. That was like
purple cover.
Listen,
I want mine.
He was popping 3 hips ago. Please, we get it. Taker is a legend. We understand. We get it. Give us somebody new, please. Not enough for Taker.
You know what? That other one, that should have been the NXT cover.
Oh,
I'm with.
Are they gonna put him in a game?
Give us an NXT cover. Just
they gonna put him in the game.
So with the Dead Man, and what you about to say?
And 2K, I'm looking at y'all next year. Next year, that showcase better be the history of NXT.
Oh, black and gold.
Is it like a special year for NXT?
No,
you just want it.
It's time.
I think NXT does deserve its flowers. I wouldn't mind seeing an NXT edition of a cover. And more NXT people in the game.
The problem with if you spotlight NXT, it's going to be very hard without acknowledging that AEW is a thing.
Why?
What do you mean? Adam Cole? How are you going to talk about the black and yellow brand without talking about Adam Cole? Without talking about Ricochet?
We in a new era.
Without talking about Velveteen Dream. Now put him in the game.
Oh yeah, they ain't gonna put it in the game.
We could get around. We could get around Velveteen.
We can get around him.
We can get around
Lars Sullivan.
But we're
yeah.
Oh,
I mean, we can get around him too.
We definitely could get around him. What did he add to Black and Gold?
He was in that. He was in the ladder match for the North American title.
But like, he didn't have no big crazy spots in that. And like, yo, it's come on, it'll be 2026.
I do.
There's no reason that we can't say, yeah, like, well, you know, these people were here. They were here. So what? Like,
I don't think they'll put him in the game.
They don't have to be. They don't have to be in the game. Or like you know.
But Demon Finn Balor has to be in the game.
Demon Finn. Yeah, you about to. I could go on a whole tangent.
Yeah, I have a rant about that. Like
about how they're doing my boy Finn. But I think it's like some people are fine where they're at. Like Shinsuke is one of those guys that's kind of like he don't need to be the star. He's cool with it. He just want to like.
Yeah, he said that like years ago. He's just like, yeah, I like being in America. I like being in WWE. I like doing my surfing when I get when I get the opportunity, and you know, it's just cool. Ziggler said that for a while, and then I guess he changed his mind.
Yeah.
Well, that's because he was chilling, and he was like, "Well, we're not gonna renew your contract." So he was like, "I guess I'm gonna go wrestle somewhere else. I guess, fine." That's how small Joe was. He was okay with being NXT. He was like, "I'm okay with it. I don't have to go anywhere. My businesses are here. I live here. I'm good."
That was another one. And like, man, if we could turn back time, and have these Vince allegations come out sooner.
We'd have Jay White.
Yes. While we're on the topic of our roster gripes from earlier this year, one of the things they did boast about 2K25 is it's going to be the largest roster in 2K history. They said that last year, and they met that promise. It was like over 200 people in the base game. Now they're saying it's going to be over 300 in the base game. So
how many of those are Undertakers?
How many? Undertaker 09. Undertaker.
American Badass is there.
How many of those are Romans?
Oh, we're definitely going to get like 10 Romans.
Neil Roman.
We're going to get 10 Romans.
We're going to get Liaki from NXT.
We're going to get 10 Romans. We're going to get like 4 Punks.
The Spider-Burns.
But let's...
Top 10 theme song.
Hey.
By the way.
Yes.
We talk about theme songs. We talk about these.
Mm-hmm.
Top 10.
Let's plug these holes, because last year that was one big complaint I know all 3 of us had. Who wasn't in 24 that needs to be in 25? Like, needs to be. And I'm talking about base game. Ain't no, like, DLC that comes out in December. I'm talking about, like, it's got to be there. Base game when this thing drops April.
Anyway, NXT, you got to include... Oba has to be in it.
Mm-hmm. Oba got to be in it.
Was Trick in it?
Trick was DLC. I think
Trick has to be in it.
So I mean, like, just hands down, like any mainstay NXT character,
Ethan Page.
most of the characters, like they should be there, and like that's gonna fill your 300 roster really fast. Just including NXT characters, and please don't have them all under like 60. Rated under like 60 because they're on NXT, because you're wild.
Yeah.
You're wild if you do that.
Yeah, especially, yeah. But I think last year specifically, even though some NXT people, a lot of NXT people did get robbed, like Oba, like Alexis King. I know a lot of people aren't like clamoring for Lexis King, but I do think he is a big part of NXT.
Get some Lexis King here.
But I think specifically,
now that you mention it, you know,
some of them sideburns, you really was like, I don't know what's going on. Damn. But I think specifically that women's roster in NXT really got a raw deal. Like the Kalani Jordans, the Lash Legends, the Soul Ruka. Soul Ruka should have been there.
Yeah, for sure.
So good.
I think they'll put the Meta Girls in.
For sure. Yeah, they got, especially if they win tonight, which I think honestly is a reality. I think because they're facing, I shouldn't say tonight because this thing airs Friday. We tape Tuesday. Cat's out the bag.
Broke the fourth wall.
But yeah, they could be the current tag champions. There's no way they shouldn't be in the game, especially if it appears that they are really at least got high hopes of Lash. They're putting in some really big spots. That big scoop slam with Otis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, doing that, that's kind of your like they're kind of fast tracking her to being like the next big, you know.
Let's stare down with Jade.
Okay, no mind. I'm booking brain.
Save it for the Battle of the Bookers or whatever we're gonna call it.
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna win.
Okay. We shall see. We shall see.
My booking brain's fire. I know what the people want, but I also know what they need.
You already sound like Vince. What are you about to say, Reese?
I say I overthink my booking, which is how I draw it back, and that's how I always win.
Oh,
because I'm like, what if this outlandish thing happened? No, that'll never happen. But this is more realistic, and then well,
I can't wait now. One thing that I can say that I'm nervous about is normally, especially last year, it was a lot of late additions to WWE, to the WWE roster. And when I was to say late, I say like the November before the game came out, like a Punk that missed the base. Punk wasn't in the base game last year, right? He had to be added later. Yeah, he was in the ECW.
Yeah, he was added later.
Yeah, because he came back Survivor Series. Okay.
Yeah. So you was at Survivor Series?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Damn.
Top 5.
Yeah.
I've never been in a crowd like that before.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do remember. They were crazy. I do remember that.
I've never been in a crowd like that before. When he came out, you couldn't hear. I was like, oh, this is great.
So yeah, I hope that they found a way to WWE, the actual WWE, found a way to keep 2K in the know when they're about to add people. So hopefully they can be in the roster when the game launches. I feel like Punk was there long enough to where he could have been in the base game, or like Naomi last year who missed it, or like Andrade.
I mean, it's really just a face scan for them.
Yeah.
They're not actually doing like the mocap work.
No,
somebody else doing the mocap work.
Yeah, indie wrestlers come in and do that.
Yeah, so I'm just like, yeah, like that's kind of wild. Like, you know, like they're not in there. So
I think
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. And actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to talk about that. That's one of the key people I'm concerned about. Now, I know the official Jordan Grace deal didn't happen until late in the game, but we all.
But she was on NXT.
Exactly.
Came back. Yep.
The partnership with TNA, they had access to her.
She was in the Rumble.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's plenty of time. They knew they wanted to sign her.
I hope.
It might be DLC, but I'm hoping that she's in the game.
Yeah, she'll probably wind up being in that first pack. For first DLC pack. Unless since they are doing like they're going to try to prioritize some microtransactions, it would be cool if we didn't have to pay for like them adding some of these characters. That'd be
like just live updating the game with the roster changes. They're not getting rid of those DLC packs. That ain't happening back.
Because you know, like that's how you know how I feel about like 2K games in general. Like they should be like live services in general. And if they're trying to do that with this game, like, well, at least like, you know, with the island and everything, trying to like it would be really cool if we didn't have to keep buying like the game every year, and they just like did like crazy one big crazy like update or an expansion or something, because it's gonna save them money too. But yeah, I'm trying to think about, you know, like some people that need to be on like the actual base the base roster. I'm thinking about Legends now. They should be there.
Let me see. I had a list pulled up of legends that missed last year. A majority of them were either people whose Legends contracts expired or popped up in another promotion. Let me see.
Best case. I know who I need for my Legends contract.
Somebody, wow.
I think Victoria.
She finally got that Legends deal.
Okay, yeah, Victoria definitely needs to be there. Let me see. Who am I thinking about? Somebody wild.
So yeah,
2 cold Scorpios.
Here's our notable legends that were missing from 2K24. This is the list I pulled from SmackDown Hotel. Really good site. Alundra Blaze, which is weird because she's under that Legends deal. I don't know why she wouldn't have been in last year's.
On TV every time they do.
And they even reference her throwing the belt away.
She was there Saturday.
Yeah. They play it like it's like it was a WWE thing that happened. It's crazy. Bam Bam Bigelow wasn't in last year's. Big Show for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Chris Jericho, obviously. Christian, obviously. I don't know why Cesaro's here as a legend. But all right. Daniel Bryan, obviously.
But he's not? Are you disrespecting my boy?
He's a legend, but they're not going to hard him out there just yet.
No. They're still hoping that I don't even know if they're hoping he come back. I don't know.
He's not coming back, I don't think. Not anytime soon.
Run the bar back.
No, really.
Yeah.
Please.
Yes.
They are running the bar back with Andrade and us.
Oh, you think that's where that's gonna go? They're gonna be. They're gonna.
No.
Do that. They always do that. They'd be like, "Whoa, let's see who's the best. Let's do this best of 7." And then it's just like, you know what?
Best of 1800.
They either doing it with Carmelo and Andrade, or they getting ready to do it with I saw them on Raw this week and they were talking. I was just like, with Pete Dunne and
what's his name? Kaiser.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I don't want that. Let me tell you why.
I mean, I don't want that either.
Bruiserweight is good by himself.
That's why.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm on the same wavelength with you.
I agree with you, but like the majority of the main roster audience don't know that. They still see him as Butch. They really did some damage to him with the Butch stuff, and I think if they were to do that, and
they let the man attack William Regal
in
a tournament.
Yes.
Sorry, it's just
he's like the third longest reigning NXT UK champion. He's like, it's crazy that. But if they were to do that and put him in proxy with Gunther, even though we all know his history with Gunther or whatever, but him being seen next to Gunther, I think would build him up, even if it's just for the inevitable turn.
Well, I don't think they're going to do that.
No,
just off of the strength of. And no, we're talking wrestling now. So
I know.
Just because I think they want to put Gunther by himself.
It looks like that's where they're going because like they're separating him and Kaiser a little bit.
And like, rightfully so, because like Gunther doesn't need anybody. Walter doesn't need anybody.
Wow, here we go.
I still like Imperium. I still really, really like Imperium. I like factions when they're not overdone. Like for instance with AEW, like everybody's in a faction. How all y'all become best friends? Why are y'all best friends? And literally, why y'all called the best friends? How y'all meet? Like, it's like but I do enjoy when you have factions, but they all stand separately, which is why I didn't understand when they got rid of Da Vinci in Imperium. I didn't understand that at all because it's just like, tag team champions.
I don't like you keep him there because that's your guy that should be taking the pins.
Because really,
it made no sense. And now like he's off doing his own thing, and it
sucks.
The little bit I saw, I was like, no.
Oh, did he debut? I saw one vignette where he looked like he was in episodes of Suits on USA Network, and that is the last time I seen him.
He popped up. He had a match on SmackDown against Apollo Crews, and it was a squash.
Apollo
Apollo
Crews
won. Yes.
Wow, great.
Apollo rolled him up and won in like 2 seconds.
What a roll up!
Yes. And we never seen him again. He must have pissed somebody off.
He doing the he doing like the high fashion thing now, right?
On air?
Like, well, yeah, he's doing something kind of like where he's like a male model or something like.
Oh damn!
Is that what he was doing, or
Apollo,
I don't know why. I just remember Giovanni.
Oh yeah. That was his thing. That was his gimmick in NXT, like his old like Italiano kind of.
I wasn't there for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had his own gimmick in it. Listen.
Yeah.
Where was I? Because I feel like I was watching the whole time, and I still don't remember.
That's what I wanted to know.
I was watching. I watched NXT faithfully, and
I tune out from time to time, but I stay down with my news,
Right, but I also remember Duke Hudson's original gimmick, and everybody I talked to, they're like, "What?"
He was like a gambler or something, right?
He was a poker player.
Yes, yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, because he gambled. I can't remember who he wrestled against, but he bet his hair. and he had lost, right? And that's how he got the close cut.
Was it Waller?
Maybe
Waller
it was
dressed
Waller.
like when Waller was dressing like the boxing kangaroo. I remember.
A boxing kangaroo. Hudson. Hair versus hair. Duke Hudson and Cameron Grimes.
Oh.
To the moon.
To the... I hate how they did him, man. You know he's a Ravens fan?
Man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but at the same time, he pretty sure he says a lot of racist stuff
Oh
backstage. Bro.
no, for real? Don't
Yeah,
do that. Don't tell me that.
That's what I heard. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's why. Yeah.
Oh, my little heart is broken. See,
Don't tell me that. I wish you'd have let me not know that.
wish you would've. This is why I don't meet your heroes. Only applies to Mick Foley. Because I know not much.
Getting back to what we were talking about with the roster, we didn't turn it into a wrestling podcast.
I know. Look across the last takeover.
Real quick, let's wrap up the roster thing, and I want to talk about some features that we hope will eventually make the game. But I do want to see y'all's opinion with the TNA partnership. How do y'all think? Do we see TNA people in the game, including Jordan Grace? Because this would be a cool way to sneak her in.
I think she's a part of the pack. I could see a DLC.
Yeah, like a TNA Impact.
Like a Hendry.
Joe Hendry got it. I think Joe Hendry need to be in there.
I was gonna say sell it, sell it as a small expansion.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you make a little universe mode where you could have like your little TNA invasion type thing going on.
That'd be cool.
So you get like a whole little story, a story mode out of it, and then you get all like your TNA guys and ladies in, and then like you can make a whole little custom arena and everything. I'm thinking from a business standpoint. On top of just what I want.
I don't know if they go that crazy because, like, for me, my opinion, like, I don't think the TNA roster is super deep. Like, there's some people in there. Yeah.
You could get 5 women and 5 men.
Because which 5?
I don't know. We stretching after Jordan.
Because I'm telling you this right now, please do not.
Like Tasha Steele, like,
No,
I like
people
Tasha Steele's. I don't know if the world like Tasha Steele's like that. You know what I'm saying?
I just see.
Sometimes
I see Jordan,
you need to be brought out to the world in order to get them out there a little more.
Maybe Rosemary.
Rosemary.
That's not elegant.
I'm from a demand standpoint, not from a they can go in the ring standpoint.
See, I'm thinking go in the ring though. Who deserves it?
Yeah, who deserves it? Who's gonna play it?
Like the men it's kind of easy, you know, the Joe Hendrys, the Rascals. I don't know about Moose.
No.
I don't know about Moose.
No. Elk can stay where he is. I don't.
Nick Nemeth, get him back in there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's easy if he wants to do that.
If he wants to do it, yeah. All right, let's all.
Like, imagine you go to TNA and you're just like, all right, I'm thriving out here.
This is great.
Who bought what?
Wait, what?
Excuse me.
Can't wait to put WWE behind me.
Wait, where's gonna be great? Hey, change my name.
Reverse, the Hardys are happy.
Right.
It's like, hell yeah.
Like, well, all right, we're home.
What's one feature that each of us want to see back that we don't already have confirmation is going to be in there?
You want that?
I can go. I'm gonna go first. I miss chain wrestling. I can't remember which iteration had it, but you could grapple with people and kind of like create those basically sequences that you would see in like a lot of wrestling now, and it kind of played like rock paper scissors. Let me see if I can pull it up. Do you remember?
No, I remember what you're talking about. Yeah, like you would start with like a collar and elbow tie up, and then like depending on what you hit, you wind up in like getting them in a headlock, or they'll swing around you and get behind. Yeah, I remember that. That was really.
Yeah, I really like that.
My goofy brain. I told you it's rotten, bro. I didn't realize they took it out.
Yeah, it hasn't been there since. I don't know which one this is. This video says I can't put it on air because I don't like airing other people's footage. Like if it's not a trailer, I don't play. But yeah, this was how the chain wrestling went. It felt. I like features that they add to 2K that make 2K matches feel like real matches.
Yeah.
And this definitely nailed it. And it's weird they took it out and never revisited it.
I'm really trying to.
Probably was on my list, but they brought it back.
I know. I cannot wait. I hope they're still cheesy. I hope they're still cheesy.
That's why I love them.
Yes. Make them cheese.
The cheesier the better.
What you think?
I would like kind of building on like what we were talking about earlier about how like the wrestlers like were coming through the crowd. Like if you could fight like in more areas than like the backstage areas that like we done got accustomed to now. So like if you could fight out in the crowd, or like, oh, there's a part where you could go into the parking, like this parking area over here, or oh, like we're in let's say we're in the Saudi Arabia like arena, like okay, oh, now we're fighting in the middle of the street, like out in front of the venue, like more, like a lot more in like very backstage like areas, because like we've been fighting in like the same little area with
garage,
the with the little ambulance over in the corner. Like, you know, like give us that little give us like the gorilla area, like you can fight in and stuff like that. And also in like universe mode and stuff like that as well. I want you to be able to orchestrate more like events where like you see like backstage stuff happening. Like one of the most exciting things like for me this year, like well, not this year, but last year, like watching wrestling was like, you know, like when the Wyatt Six like decimated like the gorilla, and like you had like the camera pan through that. Like if you could do something like that, like where like you're where like you could like we going through the locker room and like there's mad people laid out, or we get a bunch of like whodunits and like it's stuff that like you have to, maybe that's like little mini games or promo battles that you have to do to get it out. Oh, extra things to do like when you're playing Universe, or well, if it's something that they do on Maraz or something like that. And I'm trying to think. You know, there's always a ton of things I want. Bring back the OG entrance maker. Let me get my interest down, because I hate it when like, you know, like
it's just big sections that you just
where like skip and you're just like
yeah.
And you're trying to find the pieces that fit that don't skip, or like if there's camera angles. You said it too. Now I think about it, I'm a steal from you a little bit.
Yeah.
Also to be able to make like your own little videos for the ring apron and stuff like that, as well as like the Titatron. Like I forgot how they did the Titatron. I know how they did it back in the day. I forgot how they did it recently, where like was it just like highlights from like matches that you were having?
You could take highlights from matches, or you could like, there were some generic 3D graphics you could like put in the background of text. But
like I said, like kind of roll it back to when it was a little bit more creative. Maybe it's just us when it comes to that, but like I'm telling you, like back in the day, like maybe like 3 hours I would spend just sitting there trying to get that interest right.
Mm.
So like that was always like a big thing for me too. And you know what? One last thing, right?
You went from not having nothing to complain about.
I'm not complaining. It's just stuff I want. I'm not complaining about it. It's just stuff I would think is cool.
Yeah.
Bring back the option for Survivor Series to do like the brand versus brand versus brand. I know they trying to get rid of that because NXT decimated them the time that they did it. But
I just want one more. I don't think we need war games every time.
You can switch it up from time to time. Like war. My problem with war games now is that it's always the bloodline versus somebody. So it's just kind of like.
It's also it go live. It sucks to see.
Oh yeah, because you can't see anything.
You can see if it's in one ring, you can't see if it's in the other ring. Like you gotta be dead center and you can't see.
Yeah, my thing is like
it's like, oh, I'm on the floor. I got great seats. No, I don't.
No, you don't.
Because you're over there in that ring.
My thing is war games like Hell in a Cell. That should be like a blow off. Like things got heated so much between two people that you needed some crazy gory ass match.
I mean, they kind of do that, but it's like they always build it up.
Not with the women.
And then it be too. Oh jeez.
They book it like the week before. Like,
they're like,
you what you doing? Candice LeRae, you ain't doing nothing. Come on in there.
Right. Yeah. Remember that one time you don't like my friend.
Yep.
That don't like my friend. So you wanna just join my
Yep. Hey, EO, you like
when's the match? Shit? Tomorrow. Oh, okay.
I'm a heel. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, I don't want them to feel required to do 2 War Games matches every Survivor Series. So yeah, I think if you don't got any like faction feuds that require it, bring back the regular Survivor Series. I didn't hate brand versus brand like everybody else.
I love brand versus brand.
Yeah, I like brand versus brand.
Yeah.
And I like brand versus brand versus brand. That was the best.
That was my favorite one.
That was the best one.
Honestly, like you kind of hit it, like Carl, like make some sort of like invasion, like take full advantage of this TNA partnership, have TNA run in on some Nexus shit, and like do a WWE versus TNA. Granted, obviously WWE's gonna like spank them, but I think it's still a cool opportunity to get some matches, some match types and feuds we ain't seen before.
I'm sorry, I got an idea. Sorry, this is random. I'm sorry, this is random, not video game related. I just need R-Truth with this new WWE TNA partnership. I just need R-Truth to go to TNA and then just call the people that used to be in WWE by their day.
Oh,
by their WWE name.
Ziggler, what you doing here?
You see Nick's name. They was like, Dolph.
This where you been the whole time, Dolph?
Oh hey, where you been, man?
Zach Ryder. Oh my God.
That was so random. I was like, yeah, we need that.
All right, last question.
Speaking of invasions.
Last question, then we gotta get off air. We've been going too long. Raw on Netflix. Is it going to make the game?
Oh.
On Netflix, is it going to make the game?
Is Raw on Netflix going to be in 2K? Are we going to get the presentation in the arena?
No, not yet.
You think they add it later?
Yeah. I don't think it's there.
I don't know. I think because it was such a big deal and it was something that was already in the works, I think they're going to want to implement it right away because it's their biggest deal.
Now,
I can see it in there.
Yeah, I'm skeptical because they have been bad with getting the most recent stages in the game, but I think you got to, especially with all the new fans.
Week 3 update.
That's.
I mean,
actually, wait. The game's pretty. It's not far out, but not probably. Yeah. Now think about it. I'm thinking about it like the game come out next week.
Right. I have created arenas in quicker time, so if they're using the same tools that they give us, like I think it's something they could do.
They can do it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, when does the damn game come out? I should probably say that, shouldn't I? This game releases
March 14th.
You already got it up?
It's right here on the screen in the chat.
Oh, I put it in the chat? I don't got the chat in front of me. I don't got the chat in front of me, y'all. March 14th.
I was about to be like, it does come out this week, man. It says January 28th.
March 14th for the standard edition. March 7th for the Dead Man and Bloodline edition. I'm going to be there day 1. Day -7, I'm going to be in there. Getting some...
for digital only. I don't know.
Oh, we didn't even get to talk about that. That is rough.
Yeah, that's wild work.
I need that. How you going to create a cool-ass cover like that and not put it on a box? That's crazy.
Because money.
Because money.
But also, because money, though. Why is it more than my actual game?
And we don't get a physical game. That's crazy.
I can't put it on my shelf.
That is, man, they got to fix that. There's no way. This got to be coming out later. How do you not give us this? Get out of here, Mark. God, give us that Bloodline box, man. It's crazy.
Like I said, it's fingers crossed that maybe like they'll wind up being available. Like once like the physical copies are out on the 14th.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure like they will want to sell those Bloodline covers, you know, like at places in general.
That made me get the deluxe version last year. Like, that's, I don't know. Nasty work, 2K. But great work. Thanks for all the stuff that we've been complaining about. But, damn.
If the online server's not fixed,
You got to fix the online. Especially
running like...
Well, so with NBA 2K, stop continuing the conversation. We got to go. But with NBA 2K, their servers, when it comes to playing like the regular 5 versus 5, can be a little jank too. But that jank doesn't cross over to the neighborhood. So I'm wondering if it's going to be the same way here where the island still runs well.
No.
No hope. No hope.
You're not even going to let me get my hopes up. No.
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 Not initially, no. Like week 1.
It's like I'm gonna hold your hand.
I can see them right now on March 6th. Walking up to that leaf blower, pull gasoline start server, which is servers are running. They're up and running.
Horrible.
We gotta let it warm up for 3 weeks.
Horrible.
In all seriousness, if the online servers are like run a lot better, like it'll be great. They kind of see. I don't know how it works for like for wrestling games, but I'm like, I'm not sure what kind of netcode that they're using. Like, because you know, fighting game stuff, like we love our rollback.
Right.
I don't know what they're using for this. So like, we'll look into it and maybe we'll ask some questions closer to the release. Maybe
I would be shocked if it was anything different than the rest of their sports games. I'm
pretty sure it's gonna be the same.
Thank y'all for watching and listening this episode of Game Clique. Be sure to support me through the rest of the year while I fight against Carl to make sure 2K25 makes it onto our 10 games of the year list. Write in and write letters of support to help me. I'm going to put them out at the end of the year. Like, look, the people have spoken.
Attention.
I'm going to find the one most cherished. And I'm going to burn it.
Reese, where can they find you?
You can find me on IG at GeniusRe. and at Reese Play Games X.
And that's where we're
Oh,
going.
and Lip Gloss and Ladders.
And Lip Gloss and Ladders every Monday. That's where we're going to be streaming Battle of the Bookers. Hino, where can they find you?
I say this every episode. I'm on Twitch. Will be popping again soon. So you can find me at twitch.tv/Hinokaga. You can also see a bunch of the content that I've already made Twitch-wise on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Hinokaga. And I'm out there on like the Twitters, the X's, Instagrams, but you gotta find me.
We're going to continue to dead name Twitter until it gets changed back. We're not calling it that weird name.
What weird name?
Wait,
Twitters?
Exactly.
We're not tweeting anymore?
Game Clique will be on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. We're on Blue Sky. We're on Threads. I created a Twitch. I don't know when or if I ever get back to streaming. But if I did, I just had to make sure nobody stole our name. We're at Real Game Clique on all of that. Come through, check us out. Please support. Every single one of y'all are important to me. And Hino and Reese. Y'all are important to us, every single last one of y'all. So go ahead, support. We are, last time I checked, 3 subs to 100 on YouTube. Make it happen. Make it happen. No pressure, but make it happen.
That first hundo.
Get that first hundo. That's the hill. Once you get that first hundo, it all starts rolling in. Be number 100. Wouldn't that be like, if I was the 100th subscriber of anybody's, I would wear that on my sleeve. Get that for you.
And if you're number 100, you get free CharmCityChamp feet pics.
Honestly, if that's what it takes, I'm a team player. If that's what it takes, if that's what y'all want, right? Let's at questions@realgameclick.com if that's what you want. I'll start the Patreon today. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. And as always, get good, be good, and stay good. Y'all, we're out.